Hey everybody, it's Josh. Welcome to the Landlord Harassment Channel. If I'm a little bit out of breath, I'm sorry. I just got finished with my exercise like a few minutes ago. And so I might be a little breathless, but I shouldn't be too bad. Now, this is hilarious. The pre-court shenanigans with Haverkamp Properties have begun. And here's what I mean by that. So, if you go back into my archives just a few days, you'll know that one of the ways that I said Brooke Farmer, the community manager at my complex, is making things difficult for me is basically denying me the same access to the community wall that everybody else gets to have here. And for those that don't remember, the community wall is basically this apartment, Haverkamp Properties' own version of a fake Facebook page where you can post statuses about whatever you want as long as it's not like illegal activity and whatever. You can't go looking for drugs or weed on there, but you can post about what you want other than that. 90% of what people post on there are complaints. And 90% of those complaints are always about dogs or noise. Either somebody's dog leaving their doo-doo around, or somebody's dog being potentially dangerous, or it's a noise complaint. Some other neighbor is being really noisy in one way or another, and another neighbor is complaining about it. That's going to be 80-90% of what you see on this community wall. But you also see people post when they're missing packages, and unfortunately, a lot of packages have come up missing lately. Some of this is due to theft, but some of this is due to the incompetence of UPS and other delivery drivers. There's a lot of lazy delivery drivers around here who drive into this complex and do not pay attention to the particular address signs of each building. So a package that is meant for you sometimes ends up 6, 7, 8 buildings away from you. Still in the same complex, but a good distance away from you. So that happened to me. And so I ordered some medicine balls, what people call exercise balls. They're for toning of abs. They're also for helping people loosen their muscles when they hit, like if you're me and you have a bad back. If you're like me and you have a bad back, those medicine balls help me out a great deal on a daily basis. And my old ones were kind of getting worn out, so I got some new ones. Anyway, I get an email saying my package has been delivered, but my package was not there. So I take to the community wall and I ask anybody who has my same apartment number in any of these buildings here, if you get my package, please comment, get with me, tell me where you are so I can retrieve my package. That post was never approved. And again, I got to remind you guys, I'm on this restriction that absolutely nobody else in this complex is on, where everybody else can post freely, but my posts always have to go through a filter before they're quote unquote approved. And usually it's Brooke Farmer herself who gets to decide whether or not my messages get approved, my statuses. So even though I generally only complain about the same stuff everybody else complains about, which is dogs or noise, Brooke never approves my statuses, and she's going to keep me on these restrictions anyway. But anyway, Brooke decided not to approve my status to try to locate my package, and I made a video about that. So, last night, I took screenshots of this, by the way, to verify this. Last night, I log into Westtown's community wall, my account in there, and lo and behold, my status is there. It got approved yesterday, a good week after this whole thing happened. So I took a screenshot of that too, because I know why they did that. They did that because so that I couldn't say in court that they denied me that status, right? They probably figured that I was going to use that particular incident as evidence against them when the eviction court day happens, and they kind of wanted to cover their behind, so they went ahead and proved my status a week after I posted about my missing package. So I just find it hilarious. Because to be honest with you, that particular piece of evidence, as sort of damning as it is, I don't even need that particular piece. So if they want to cover their behinds on that particular situation, be my guest. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that. I got so much evidence against them for harassment and retaliation and bullying and all this, that this one little piece of evidence not working for me anymore isn't going to really work against me. Now, Todd's truck is here again. That means Todd has been here 4 days in a row, and I'm talking about Todd Westenberg, the basically highest ranking officer of Haverkamp Properties, besides Brent Haverkamp himself. Todd's truck is here again, which means he's now been here for 4 days in a row, and I guarantee you he is pissed. Because he's almost never here. Whenever he comes here, he's here for less than an hour, usually 5 or 10 minutes. He collects whatever paperwork or whatever he's going to collect. I think it's probably people's rent and bank statements and stuff like that. And then he's off to go back to the main office and do whatever he does over there. And then he's off to, I know he's got other ventures he's into, and so he's paying attention to those. So I know that he does not want to be here 4 days in a row thinking about me. So he's going to take all that anger out on me in the courtroom. There's just no question about that. Him and Brooke are cooking up something incredibly dishonest and incredibly probably shocking, and just they're doing whatever they can to go back through my entire tenancy and find anything they can to slander me. And they're going to make a lot of stuff up, and they're going to present that in the courtroom. It's just, it is what it is. So here's the thing. Some of you might say, well, why put yourself through this? Why not just leave so you can avoid all this? There's a bunch of reasons for that. First off, like I said in my last video, I can't stand bullies. Brooke has been bullying me for a year, and I have actually given her plenty of chances to back up off of me and treat me like any other tenant and let me be like any other tenant. And she just won't do it. So after a certain point, I just said, I am fighting back. The second reason is because this eviction hearing will start the process of making this whole thing public. And that works in my favor. Now, my public reputation will be damaged in the short term, given whatever nonsense Todd and Brooke are cooking up about me right now. And they might even say some really horrible made-up stuff about me. So I'll be hurt in the short term. But I'll win in the long term. See, the thing is, I don't need a victory right now. I just need a victory. See what I'm saying? See, once this goes public, once the eviction process starts and there's an actual court date and the first court date happens, it's going to go public. And if you guys recall, I'm kind of a known figure around here. I'm not a public figure, but the media knows who I am. Because of my whole homeless to college journey, local media has done a couple of stories about me. The Ames Tribune has done one about me, and a TV station in Des Moines has also done one about me. So the media knows who I am. So when all this starts coming out, even if it's like the slander against me or whatever, the media is going to get curious, and they're going to get involved. And that's where I can tell my side of the story publicly and start presenting my own evidence, and maybe hopefully get a lawyer who sees what's going on to represent me in a lawsuit against these people. So going public, even if I do get evicted, like they successfully evict me, I still win in a way, because that makes this public, and the media knows who I am around here, and they're going to be curious about this stuff. So going public is actually a good thing, even if going public hurts me in the short term with all the slander that Haverkamp is going to be using against me. And to be honest with you, I don't even know what it is. I know they're cooking something up. It's probably going to be a bunch of stuff I've never even heard before. But I'm in this for the long game. I'm not in this for a short-term victory. All right? Somebody has tried to make my life hell for over a year and harassed and stalked me in over a year, and I want to fight back, and I'm determined to fight back. So that's what that is. So as long as I get my victory down the road, I think I'm starting to get this feeling too, that things are going to turn around in a positive direction for me. Not in the short term. Like I said, things are probably going to get a whole lot worse for me in the short term. But I think in the long term, because there's already so much information out there with my YouTube channel and everything, all I need is one of my videos to go viral, and it can open up a lot of doors for me to finally get my side of the story, which is the truth out there. You know. So, I was just looking over the this latest eviction notice and everything, and it's funny how they say in this eviction notice, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's basically saying I've been a problem tenant because I've had the law enforcement at my door 3 separate times, and so on and so forth. Which is laughable to me, because no matter how, even if they get like a judge that's like corrupt and like part of like the Cornerstone network or whatever, even a judge like that won't be able to really use that, because the thing is, I made it my entire first 7 years here without any police interaction. The police only started coming to my door, and Brooke started sending them. Brooke, the manager that's been harassing me for the last year. The police only started coming to my door when Brooke took over as manager here. For my first 7 years here, no cop ever came anywhere near my door. 0 police interaction. I've had the police called on me in my first 7 years here exactly 0 times. So I would love for them to use this whole "the police are constantly at my door" thing in court. Now I'll leave off the video with this. I know there's people out there in Ames that watch these videos that might know me and might know Brooke Farmer too. If anybody knows why this person, Brooke Farmer, has such an obsession with me and does everything she can to go out of her way to, make life hard for me, I would love to know what it is. Because I honestly don't know. I have guesses, but I don't know. Maybe she's opened her mouth to someone else. I don't know. But it's just puzzling to me, because Brooke has been around here for years, but she was just basically a normal employee for before. I had no interaction with her. I knew who she was, but I had no interaction with her, so I didn't give her, much thought. But apparently, she'd been giving me a whole lot of thought. So, if anybody out there knows anything about that, or why she is so determined to pester me any way she can, I would love to hear it. Because I don't know. Now, for those of you who are concerned about me because of my last video saying that my spiritual health is not in a great place right now because of Brooke's constant harassment, I'm going to again admit that yes, I am starting to crack a little bit under this pressure, under the pressure of somebody who has been my landlord, who has been harassing and stalking and making life hard for me for a year. I am starting to crack a little bit. But I'm still a strong person because it took a year to get me to this point where I'm starting to crack. And the thing is, me cracking right now, like kind of being stressed all the time and so on and so forth, isn't going to stop me from fighting. If anything, it's going to strengthen my resolve to keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I might even sit here tonight and have myself a good cry over all this. But that cry isn't going to make me give up. Once I'm done with that cry, I'm going to stand up, put my gloves back on, and get back in the boxing ring, so to speak. I'm going to answer the bell for the next round. Brooke Farmer is not going to get away with this stuff. Neither is Todd Westenberg. Neither is Vinnie Linhart. I don't care how long it takes me to get my legal justice. I'm going to keep fighting till I do. That's all for today. Cash App's linked down below. Please show your love. Talk to you guys soon.